Hey everyone, Sir Jellybean here, and this is the commentary of my PvP battle with me and General Shiba. We're doing a 2v2 against some randoms, and they were nice enough guys as well, some good players. They, good spirits, no rage quitting or anything on either side, so it was a good match like that. And we are playing as the Russians. I believe it's mid-war. It's been a couple of weeks, I think, since we played it. A little bit of lag at the start, but that goes, so don't worry about that. And I think I chose, I want to say offensive doctrine, but maybe I can't remember. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. So the battle plan was, I pushed to the right flank, Shiba went more left to the centre. Shiba's actually a really good PvP player. He'd played a few matches before this, or the days before, and he's been on the win streak, so it was good. He kind of carried me a bit. But we had a battle plan in. We went kind of infantry heavy, we played to the Russian advantage. My plan was to basically secure up the centre, kind of the crossroads here, keep an eye on it, and basically push heavy to the right. Shiba went, as you can see on the minimap, heavy to the left. Shiba did really well, actually. As you can see, he's quickly getting up there. I'm a little bit slow here, and I probably should have sprinted up a bit more. But I was thinking about what to get next. I was contemplating AT, but being that we're against the Germans, they don't tend to get early armoured cars out that often. But I went for the BA-64B, which has obviously got the DT machine gun. Nice little anti-infantry weapon system. And as you can see, I kind of move up with the infantry, and I'd say I'm not the best player on PvP, but I'm quite good with small infantry squads. I'm decent at like micro. I can kind of maximise my units when I've got small amounts to deal with. I struggle when there's a lot on the field though. Like, it's not like Conquest because you're obviously versing other players. So I lose with a couple of guys here, but then I've obviously got a gauge of how many enemy troops there are there, and then obviously the armoured cars come in. And my plan is to use a bit of a combined arms effort to push them off the right side. And obviously everyone knows early game on PvP, if you can capture the objectives early and get that kind of point advantage, you can put the enemy under pressure very early. So as we're going, we start a bit of grenade tennis here, as you can see. We both chuck grenades at each other. I think we win this grenade fight, if I remember correctly. I believe we do. My guys run away. He gets absolutely nuked. And then we start pushing a bit further in. We quickly get some heals on. And then the BA-64 arrives, and I go direct control, actually. And I get a little bit lucky here because he's not got much AT, or none at all. And I catch them on this side. I get early kills in. And he's got guys in the trench, which obviously they've got nowhere to go. So if they pull out of the trench, they've got the risk of being shot by infantry, and inside the trench for the BA-64, it's just an absolute kill zone. So we shred through them really early, and then we start capping the point. So we have the capture weight and got more troops. So I move some guys up straight away, try and take advantage, and I start moving my guys up to the trench. And at this time, Shiba's controlled the centre area, he's pushing on the left, he's being suppressed by a machine gun. I'm pretty sure Shiba told me don't worry about it, but I was like, no way, I'm going to come help you. But I'm pretty sure he's like, don't do it, you'll lose your armoured car. And I'm like, I'll be fine. Because I'm an idiot. But I do rush over, and we're quite lucky because they've gone heavy with things like the Lafayette. I think it's an MG34 or 42. And obviously the half-track starts pushing on the right as well, which is a little bit of a threat, but I'm like, I can deal with it. But the BA-64 here is in a prime spot, and if I can take this machine gun out, the idea is infantry will be able to kind of push even further. And as you can see, Shiba's dominating the left-hand centre, he's doing really well. We get in, and we cut him down, but unfortunately, crash into the building, which is not ideal. And I get AT grenade, I believe. But taking out the MG and obviously securing the right flank was enough. And even though he has that half track on the right, he doesn't move up, and I think it's because he lacks any infantry support, so he hasn't got enough to actually do a proper assault. So then I'll start consolidating my positions, and as you can see, I start pushing further right to clear out the rest of their troops. But and it's going quite well, to be fair. Like, I use this guy goes a bit Rambo and just start spraying, and I basically realise I have to get dead close because he's so inaccurate with it. But it does kill him. And yeah, it's going well. And then I think I bring an AT gun in, yeah, correct, 45 milli, but I send it up to Shiba because we're worried about, like, obviously armoured cars and tanks coming down the centre. And because Shiba secured the left and the centre, and I've only secured the back and the right, but Shiba's got 2 points that are really critical, and I only have 1. I basically take the AT gun up as a bit of a support weapon because obviously controlling the centre is really important, but keeping the pressure on them early is obviously going to make us be able to choose the fight and choose the battlefield. And the armoured car, the half track there is obviously a big threat. It's got MGs, so I'm pretty sure I get my guys down there and I get him down. I just think, right, just let the armoured. If the half track wants to push, he can, because we'll be able to take it. It's only got 8mm of armour. It's not a big threat. And then a bit of infantry tries to push, but obviously, Russian troops are pretty decent. I go a bit. Direct control is probably one of the best things I can do. I'm pretty good at it. So whilst a lot of players are not a big fan of direct control, I will go into it just to get those easy kills, and it normally pays off in the long run. I tried to spread my guys out just in case mortars or grenades or anything come up. And I believe I start pushing for I think it's a T60 or T70. That's my plan, if I remember correctly. And the armor, the guns going up the centre. And what I do like here is we've got the Russians. So I bring the T60. The T60 is obviously the mass fire auto kind of one. It has like a 54 round clip or magazine on the tank. It's insane. But because they've only got a half track, and most likely they only light AT, I think right, the T60 will be enough to clear out what we need to deal with. And then I think I bring another rifle squad yet, and I send them more centrally, if I remember correctly. Because we've caused enough damage that they've lost troops, but he seems quite timid on the right side. I think Shiba's dealing with most of the threats in the centre, and he's got a really good kind of setup there. So, and now the infantry starts to push a bit heavier. I do get a little bit like, oh no, there's more threats coming. But the T60 is obviously going to be able to change that, because the T60 can literally shred through everything they've got. And it's very quick, very nimble little light tank. It's one of my favourites actually. It's become a massive favourite of mine. It's very inaccurate when it's not at close range. But straight away we see the half track, and we just unleash on it. And as you can see, the half track just gets melted. I mean, absolutely shredded through the ammo. And then it does start taking the point, but it's not going to matter now because we've got rifle squad inbound. The T60's coming up, and as you can see, the infantry's about to basically just die a slow death. And in a second, you'll see something quite interesting, which made me laugh a lot when I was playing. And as you can see, I've got the guys pushing up the centre, and I start putting them on the cover and on the concrete barrier. And the idea is I just want to set up a bit of a firing line. So as they push against the right flank, I can basically cut them down. It doesn't work out exactly as I want, but it goes pretty well. And even though they capture that point, they won't be for long, because they've only got a bit of infantry up here. And we're about to move up. And then 7.5cm pack hits me. I get very lucky with that survivability. And the destroyed half track saves me, and this damaged KV-1, he can't see me. So I'm giggling to myself because the pack has literally put him in a position where he hasn't got line of sight. Now the T60's kind of stuck where he is, but he can't move the pack up without the infantry support, and I can't move on the pack. So yeah, the T60 is basically a turret at this point, and it's in a position where it can hit the infantry from the flanks and obviously spot for us. Now we do lose a couple of guys up here, but we're capturing the point again. It's secure. He can't move the pack up effectively, and we've also got the AT gun, which I saw you push up, because there's I think it's a Panzer 38T that's causing a hell of a lot of problems for Shiba. Those Panzer 38Ts are lethal, nasty little tanks. But obviously the right flank's under, quite secured again. We've got the infantry in the centre, and I start getting a bit aggressive, and I do lose a few troops here, I think. But the idea is just keep putting pressure on the right flank now, because that pack that he has is obviously quite a big investment. And I think that is the 38T taking out Shiba's tank. And I believe here I give Shiba the tank yet. So I've been a bit kind for me, but Shiba's doing such a lot of work in the centre and the left. I think, well, let's give him that extra tank. And I'm pretty sure he tells me not to, but Shiba's doing well. He needs the support. He's taking on a hell of a lot more troops than me. And then obviously the pack's there, but he hasn't moved up. So I use the infantry on the left to distract the pack, and I just spray. I just keep spraying. And the pack gets almost decrewed. But as I move up, I lose the T60, but he's going to lose the pack, which is definitely a decent trade in my opinion. And it puts more pressure on the right flank, and then I start moving my troops up and start trying to get aggressive. And then we take the pack. Oh, we almost take the pack. We actually end up clearing this pack out though, just here, because that grenade didn't work for some reason. I AT grenade it, and then I jump on the pack. And this is the reason I do this, is I know I won't be able to capture it most likely, but it puts him in a position where he has to come and attack me. So now he's rushing, and I self-destruct the pack. Now you might think that's a bit cheesy, it is a little bit, but the pack's going to explode now, which means he loses that completely, and those troops he's had to just rush in, they're going to literally see it explode in front of them. They're probably thinking, oh yeah, we're going to get the pack, and then all of a sudden, boom, and he's lost something quite valuable. Now then, also, we've got the infantry set up in pretty decent positions, good firing lines. And yeah, the right flank's pretty much locked down. The points are ticking away. Shiba's got the centre really locked down. The left side's become pretty good. I think the 38T got taken out, I can't remember. But yeah, and at this point, the only thing they can really do is... I think if they'd pushed harder on the right side, they could have dislodged me. Or maybe in the centre, but they keep trying to push against Shiba on the left. And Shiba's... he's dug in like a tick. He's not moving. He's really good at holding that position. That 38T is still kicking, it seems, or it's another one. But Shiba's just really good. He's taking the hits and dishing them out. At this point, there's not much they can do. We've got basic control over the whole battlefield. We've got AT guns, we've got tanks. You know, we've got infantry dug in every single area. We've got troops at the rear as well, so they can't flank us. And it becomes a bit of a stalemate. Well, not stalemate, but they're basically stuck. And I attempt to take out the 38T with a 45mm, and this thing just won't die. It is literally the unkillable tank. It's just ding, 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 bouncing off every chance we get. Bing, bounce. And they just nails me. I'm salty at this point. I'm like, how's this 38T not dying? But it's the unstoppable 38T. And it's killed so many other troops. But then we start being aggressive again. I'm trying to like push on the right side a bit further. And I think, well, I can't remember what I bring. Do I bring a mortar now or something? Yeah, it'll come back to me once I do it. But the infantry's putting a lot of pressure on them. I do believe they bring another pack as well in the long run, but at this point, to actually push up, they're going to have to take quite a lot of casualties because we've locked the area down. And I actually bring the rear guard troops up as well, because there's less than 270 points needed for the win now. And then I think I bring another tank. I can't remember exactly. And there you can see he's got it's an armoured car. I think it's a 223. I'm thinking, crap. So what I do is I chuck smoke out and pull my infantry back. And that nullifies that. And it might be the armoured half-track variant, but he's not got enough troops to support it. That's what I've noticed. So I'm just like, right, I'll fall back. I'll let him come to point E, basically bring him into the kill zone, which is fine with me. I think I'm saving up for a T-34, which is obviously a really good tank. And yeah, it's, as you can see, there's no, we knew, me and Shiba knew at this point, there was pretty much no way they were pulling this back unless they pulled out some really good manoeuvres. So at this point, we've just got to bleed them out. We've just got to wait, buy some time. And yeah, we've got enough troops. And Shiba's, I think I was asking him, and he's just stomping it. Shiba definitely carried the centre and the left. He's absolutely causing chaos, as he does. You know, he's Australian. That's what they specialise at. But also, check out General Shiba's channel, really good channel. I think I bring the T-34 in here now. And it's interesting. Interesting how it goes, really. And I think we got a little bit of chop there, a bit of lag, but, you know, he's in Australia, I'm in the UK, so you get a bit. And I decide, I'm pretty sure the T-34 comes. What the hell am I playing at? I think I'm just waiting to see what's going on. And I decide, oh, screw it, let's do it. I think I was going to wait for a KV, and I thought, you know what, screw it. By the time the KV arrives, you'd be too slow. So it's a T-34 1942, but I'm a bit gutted because I'm pretty sure it's the one without the high explosive anti-tank shells. And yeah, just keep moving troops around because I know that armoured car's out there somewhere. But it was really weird. On the right side, he got really lethargic. Like, he didn't push very hard. He stopped attacking. And with that armoured car, he could have come straight down the right flank on the minimap, potentially, and overrun me. But I think he thought maybe I had some tanks or AT hiding. So maybe it was a bit more like, oh, I don't know what he's got. He's already taken out one of my packs. I ain't going to push. But at this point, we're the ones winning. We're the ones making the points up. And they're the ones who need to push. And obviously, Shiba's got his T-34. And that Panzer 38T still won't die. It just won't die at all. It's hilarious. And he just keeps going and keeps going. And he's basically an unkillable Panzer 38T. But yeah, the T-34's in. Less than 140 points for the win now. And basically, we're going for it. A little bit of chop there. And I'm basically hunting that armoured car. What I don't know is he's got a bit of AT backed up there. And I kind of think, oh, maybe he's got some anti-tank. But at this point in the game, it doesn't matter. Like, basically just cause him enough chaos and kill enough of his troops will win us the match. So I think I go in direct control again. And the armoured car's there being a pain. And there's a lot of infantry. You know, he's got quite a good spread on his troops. But he hasn't got enough support weapons to really make them effective, in my opinion. So straight away I start killing these troops off down here, clearing cover out. As you can see, nice bit of cover destroyed there. And straight away he's on the losing end of this. He hasn't got enough support. He hasn't got enough forces. I think he was maybe trying to support. Now on the left side there, you see they start to take it a bit from Shiba, but Shiba's got enough forces to bleed them out and kill him. Like, Shiba just keeps pulling them into the trap and killing them. It's great. He's absolutely causing mayhem on them. And then yeah, it went about as well as it could have, really. The only thing, if I'd saved the T60 against the pack, but you know, the fact that we got up there, and then I moved the T34 up, and then all of a sudden a bit of a tragedy happens. I think I'm feeling a bit brave, as you do at this point. I hit the half track and I'm like, yes, and then another pack's there, but once again the half track is hiding me. So the half track's hiding me, and I try and engage the pack and I keep missing. I just can't clip it, so I pull back and the round goes straight through the turret. At this point I know the T34's down, but the match is almost over, maybe 30 seconds left. And I'm just thinking, wait a minute, it doesn't matter that I'm losing this T-34, it's done, it's over. So we get the victory, as you can tell, it's coming. But it just shows once you're on the back foot, you need to be aggressive. But Shiba, as you can see there, played fantastic. I really enjoyed this PvP with him. I'm hoping to do some more. I think he's a bit sick at the moment. But yeah, it was something a bit different. And we didn't actually get any more matches this day because the connection kept going. Servers weren't so good. But this one went basically perfectly for us. And it was nice to play as the Russians and not just spam KBs and stuff. We used mainly infantry and stuff. And we didn't bring out the heaviest stuff till later in the match. But yeah, the German players played all the way to the end. And I got to massively respect that. And it was really good fun, and I just really enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed watching it with a little bit of commentary, trying to explain what I was doing. And you know, it's easier when you're watching back to think, oh, I did that well, or I didn't do that so well, especially the T-34 at the end. But at the time, I was like, oh, there's nothing that can take me out. But yeah, that's it. It wraps up the match. Shiba once again played fantastic. We won, and as you can see here, if we look at the stats there, we got, it's just flashed off my thing. We ended up getting 69 kills to 63 deaths, and 63 kills to 69 deaths, and Shiba got 27. I got 36. I actually got more than Shiba, but in my opinion, Shiba did hold more of the territory, and he was fighting against a lot more kind of heavy tanks and stuff. Shiba basically was the anvil, and like I was the hammer, so I was hitting quite hard on the right flank, but Shiba was holding it in. And I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did, and thanks for watching, everyone, and you guys have a fantastic evening.